Hi parents, my name's Kelly McNew. I'm a licensed counselor and a registered play therapist supervisor. I am sharing some videos with parents during the COVID-19 pandemic to help them with their kids at home being able to express and regulate feelings and behavior more effectively, to be able to engage in some art and some play and other creative outlets to help children through this time, and also help parents and help them connect together. So I am sharing this activity that I've adapted from my play therapy room. I'm calling this the family body map of feelings. And I've done this individually with kids that I'm working with in play therapy, where I have them lay down on a large piece of butcher black paper and we trace around their body, and then we talk about where feelings live and how they experience their feelings through their body. For this activity, I actually decided to make it into a family drawing, and I'm using chalk here. I had my 7-year-old son participate in this with me, and what I had him do was trace my body as I lay down on the blacktop over here, and it actually felt really good to lay down for a minute, close my eyes, and feel the warmth of the blacktop under my back, and the sun coming down on me felt actually really good and calming. He traced around me, and then we switched, and I went and had him lay down over here, and he could lay in any position that he wanted, so he chose to lay in a position like this. So we're kind of holding hands, and it looks like he's trying to invite me to play, and my feet are kind of stuck in the mud from what it looks like. So we went ahead and did that part of the activity, and then after we did that, I talked to him a little bit about where feelings live and how we experience feelings in our body, sometimes differently. Sometimes feelings live in the same place, sometimes they live in different places. Sometimes they are different colors and they're different patterns. And sometimes we have a feeling and we don't know where it lives, and that's okay too. And I often in the playroom, I will do a feelings kind of meditation with kids. I have a great one that I'm going to put on my website, childparentcounseling.com, that you can go to on the resource page. It's a wonderful meditation. I'll share the reference there, and you can find it on your own. I think I have it saved on my phone so that I can pull it up easily when I'm at work. So after we've talked a little bit about feelings and how we experience feelings in a physiological kind of way, I talk with kiddos about how when we're able to understand where feelings live in our body, we can learn to accept them and understand them, and then come up with solutions that will work effectively to make that feeling shrink or make that feeling get bigger. And I think for children to be able to understand how their feelings work, where they live in their body, and be able to process that, identify that, and communicate that with us, it really tremendously will help us understand them better and help them come up with the tools and strategies that help the most for them. I know, for example, when I feel worry, I feel it in my stomach. And a lot of other people do too. I know a lot of kids who have some anxiety about school, for example, and they have this butterfly sick feeling in their stomach sometimes when they're getting ready to go to school or get on the bus, and they say, I don't feel good, my stomach hurts. And sometimes we'll think, oh, you're not sick, you're just fine, your stomach's fine, no worries, you're good. And in actuality, they're really struggling with some feelings of anxiety, and sometimes at first we may not be sure until we see a pattern arise. And then when we can help children be able to identify that, oh, that sick feeling that you're having could be because you're feeling pretty big worry right now. What can we do to make the worry shrink down, rather than what can we do to just make the sick go away? When children are able to do this, they feel a lot better, and their solutions change, and they also become more confident and increase their ability to be able to self-regulate themselves. So after we did the tracing, we then kind of color in. We take turns coloring in different feelings. For this part, I had my son label a feeling that he was experiencing and show it on his body where he felt it. I think the first one he chose was tired, because his baby sister woke him up this morning, woke me up too. So he was feeling tired, and he expressed that he felt tired through his whole body, as you can see here. And then I had I shared one with him, and I feel worry sometimes. I'm kind of worried about people becoming sick and our loved ones and other people out there in the world that are exposed to the virus, and I want everyone to be safe. So I expressed some worry, how I feel it sometimes in my throat and down to my stomach. Sometimes I don't feel good there either. So then he shared that he felt mad. We didn't go into detail about why he was feeling mad. He chose not to share that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a child who says, this is where my mad lives. But then he's not able to tell you why. That's okay. Being able to just identify it and be able to share where it's experienced, I think, is a very expressive kind of way to let that out and share with you so you can see it. So as a parent, I might say, you have a lot of that feeling in your head. You really feel that. As you can see, like from his drawing, he really took the chalk and drew really hard in his head, that anger, and then down into his arm through his fist. Then I shared my mad feelings. Sometimes when I'm mad, I get a headache. I might shout some, and I also feel tense in my shoulders. And I shared with him too that sometimes when I'm feeling really worried, that worry kind of turns into mad because I feel so out of control sometimes that I can't help or change things that I really want to change, and that makes me frustrated and mad sometimes. It's no one's fault per se, but there are things going on that we can't control right now, and sometimes our feelings are like a roller coaster. Then he also did happy. He feels happy in his feet. He shared, because hard to tell because the yellow looks similar here. And then I shared sad, and I feel sad in my head and in my eyes. And I told him a little bit more about where that sad feeling comes from or why I was feeling that way. Depending on the age of your child and their emotional development, their ability to express and articulate their feelings, they may not be able to share other than just the color that they're feeling in their body. And that's okay too. You'll find that even really young children might say good and bad. Trying to help them be able to identify the appropriate feeling word is really helpful so that they can learn to use I feel messages. You can give them some examples. You can share with them, oh, that good feeling. Tell me about when you feel good. And your child might say, I feel really good when I go to grandma's house. So you can say, oh, you feel happy when you go there. And that way they can learn that emotional kind of vocabulary. When children don't share a lot, I just observe and I describe, like, wow, you have a lot of that really dark yellow feeling in there, or wow, that swirls all around your body. What does that feel like inside? Does it move around? Does it stay in one place? And I might also go into, is it a soft feeling or is it a hard feeling? And that goes into a little bit more about how their muscles might feel and how they might experience emotions in a little more in-depth way. So I really enjoyed sharing this activity with you all. You can do this with your whole family if you want, or you can just do it with just your child. You don't have to necessarily do it. I think kids really like it when we get down and play with them. I also had done a key where I identified the word and the color together. You can't see it on this video because it's actually kind of right below where the feet are, but you can add that key too, and I think it's a really cool thing to be able to do together as a family. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope to share more videos with you. Thanks.